What is up, sexy beast? Crazy Rabbit here, and today we're going to be doing the top 5 best tactical grenades to have on high rounds, so let's go ahead and get this shit started. So these are going to be anything that takes up a secondary grenade slot, and usually I try to do everything from World at War to Black Ops 3 and have something from each game, but unfortunately World at War only had monkey bombs and Molotovs, and those really aren't that good compared to the stuff we have nowadays, so I decided to exclude that rule. So coming in number 5 is going to be the Matryoshka dolls. So the Matryoshka dolls were in Ascension and Call of the Dead, and I kind of wish they would make a return. I really did enjoy playing with these things. Now the reason these are number 5 and not higher on the list is because these things work, I would say, 50% of the time. And what I mean by that is, basically when you unscrew the cap and start to use these things, grenades are kind of just going to go everywhere. They're just kind of going to bounce around, and in all honesty, it comes down to luck if you can actually kill anything. If you're on a high round like 50, you can take out an entire turn of 24. It really all just depends on how lucky you are. Sometimes I've used the Matryoshka dolls and I've literally killed nothing. Like, I'll throw the doll in the middle of a horde and the grenades will just bounce away and I'll end up getting no kills. Sometimes I'll use it in the middle of a horde and I'll kill the entire thing. It really just all comes down to luck. And also, if you do not have PhD flopper when you are using these, you might down yourself because these things are pretty powerful and will injure you. So that's why they're on this list at number 5. They are actually really good on high rounds. They're very, very powerful, but they can injure you and sometimes it doesn't always work. So coming in at number 4 is going to be the G-Strike or the G-String from Origins. Now it really sucks that this was only in this map. I really just kind of wish they would cycle in old weapons to new maps. Like, they kind of did it with like the HD-40, I guess, and the MX Grand and the Thunder Gun, but I kind of wish they would do that with a lot more weapons. And this is definitely one of them just because I found it so interesting with how it worked. They could have easily implemented this into the Giants that you had that like broken robot outside the map, and maybe they could have made it work a little bit different. I don't know, that's for a different video. But the reason the G-Strings are on this list and the number 4 is 1, because you only have 2 compared to a lot of other things in zombies you have 3 of. You have 3 Ghost devices, Little Arnies, Matryoshkas, and Monkeys, but you only have 2 G-Strike bombs. And 2, these things do not work inside. So if you're in the crazy place, if you're underneath Pack-a-Punch, this thing will not work. It'll still track the zombies, but if you do use the G-String bomb outside, it's going to take out an entire train of 24, and it actually looks pretty awesome. Like, missiles just come raining down from the sky. So I can only assume once you get up to even higher rounds, they're eventually going to stop working, but even then you still have the monkey bomb effect, which is still really, really good. So that's why the G-Strings are on this list. They're very powerful, they will get some kills on high rounds, but they don't work inside, and you only have 2 of them. So taking the number 3 spot is going to be the Little Arnies, and we're mainly just going to be focusing on the upgraded version. So the reason they're on this list and are number 3 is because 1, you have 3 of them, which already puts it ahead of the G-Strike bomb. 2 are always going to be able to kill zombies no matter what round you're on. 3, they're going to attract zombies. Now the downside about that part is you actually have to be pretty close to the Little Arnies for that monkey bomb effect to sort of activate, because I've been relatively close, relatively far, I would say like medium range, and zombies will sometimes still go after you instead of the Little Arnie, which can kind of suck, so you kind of want to stay really close to the Little Arnie for the monkey bomb effect to work. And the other downside is it's really not that fast. It will be able to kill like a lot of zombies, but sometimes every now and then the zombies will sort of just pile up around the Little Arnie and it'll take a little bit to actually kill everything. But other than that, the Little Arnies are definitely like a better version of the G-Strike and the monkey bomb. It's always going to work. You get 3 of them and they're going to attract zombies. Really, what more could you want? So if you're a hentai fan, it has tentacles, and that's a plus in my book. So taking the number 2 spot is going to be the Ghost device. So the Ghost device is definitely one of my favorite secondary grenades in all of zombies. I just love it so much. It's so interesting, it looks cool, and it's completely badass. So what the Ghost device is going to do is basically create like a little black hole and suck up all the zombies around you into this black hole, and it's going to kill them right away. And it's always going to kill no matter what round you're on. Now the reason I put this ahead of the Little Arnies is because I feel like the Ghost device's range for the monkey bomb effect is a lot farther than the Little Arnies. I've seen zombies like halfway across the map moonwalking back to the Ghost device. Meanwhile with the Little Arnies, I've been pretty close to it and zombies are still trying to swipe at me. And I've never seen a zombie from halfway across the map completely ignore me and actually go after the Little Arnie. Meanwhile, I have seen that happen multiple times with the Ghost device. And also with the Ghost device, you can jump through that black hole and it'll teleport you somewhere randomly around the map, which is very helpful if like you're just in a bad location and want to get out of there. You can just jump through that little teleporter and you're going to be good. And also I think the Ghost device actually kills a little bit faster since it just like sucks them up. It doesn't really have like an animation or anything, which is going to kill a lot faster than the Little Arnies, because the hentai tentacles have to go from zombie to zombie. Meanwhile with the Ghost device, they kind of just get sucked up into that black hole and die. So that's why the Ghost device is going to be number 2, and I really hope they actually bring this back into future maps. I really just hope they bring all this stuff on this list, in all honesty. I would love to see everything in this list come back at one point in time in zombies. That would be like the best map ever if they just brought back everything into one map. So coming in number 1 is kind of going to be a little bit different from everything else on this list. It's going to be the Hell's Retriever, or when you upgrade it, I believe it's called the Hell's Redeemer. Now this is definitely the best secondary grenade to actually have, mainly because you have an infinite amount, and once you actually fully upgrade it, it's always going to be able to kill. So you basically have an infinite wonder weapon. Now it's not going to be able to take out an entire train of 24 very quick, but over time, you're going to be able to kill a lot more zombies with this weapon than all the other weapons combined. The only bad part about this is, once you get to a high enough round, you have to actually charge it before you can throw it, so it's really not going to save you if you're about to get cornered, I think, by more than 6 zombies. I think that's its max. So it's not going to be saving you from getting gangbanged by a horde of zombies, and plus you have an infinite amount, unlike everything else, which only has like 2 or 3. This you can keep using and using and using, but you actually have to upgrade it if your goal is for high rounds, because the unupgraded version really won't do anything on low rounds. And also, probably one of my favorite things about this, if you actually throw it like at a drop or something, like at a max ammo, a nuke, or a carpenter, it's actually going to bring it to you, so that way you don't have to risk your life to actually go get that max ammo. You can just toss this out, and it'll bring it right to you. So that is why the Hell's Retriever is definitely number 1. And I'm very curious to know, which one is your favorite? What's your favorite secondary grenade? Doesn't have to be the strongest. I'm just curious as to which one is your personal favorite. Mine is definitely going to be the Ghost device. So if you guys could, please give a like and subscribe if you have not already. Peace!